Any of you, where's Tiffany? Who else is going? Other staff members?
Yeah.
See, I think that's an awesome trip, except you gotta watch kids all the time. That's a little stressful. Like, make sure, just bring them all back.
We will.
Bring them all back. That's awesome. All right, thank you, Heather, for sharing. 2 claps for Heather. All right, who else? Something good. Just Caitlin.
My daughter Megan, some of you, one or two might remember her. She went to 8th grade here when we first moved here. She has graduated from UNLV on Saturday. And she made Dean's List and everything. She's thrilled for her.
What's her plans?
She graduates with healthcare administration. She's already been offered management training team with the eye doctor that she's currently working with. So it's blessings.
There. So she'll be, of course, you're not going to be in the house.
I know.
How exciting for her. So what's been, did she do the 4-year plan? 5-year plan?
Actually, it's been almost 6 years, but that's because she started at MCC and she got her phlebotomy certificate because she was already working in the doctor's office. Then she got her medical assisting certificate, which gave her a promotion in the doctor's office. Then she did her undergrad requirements, and then she finally got to UNLV.
Very cool. So she's been in the field, though.
She's been working for Dr. Duck since she was 16.
Very cool. And is she your youngest?
She's my oldest.
She's your oldest?
Yes.
Okay.
So that Allie is in cosmetology school.
There?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a whole other story.
Okay.
For those of you who know Allie, you know exactly what I'm saying. So Miss D knows Allie very well. Put it that way.
So you'll have to send us a good thing for Allie next year.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Thank you for sharing. All right.
Well, my daughter, who you know, is graduating Friday. She's in a PTA program and with physical therapy, and I'm all excited for her and so proud of her and everything. And she already works at True Rehab, so she's got her foot in the door. And
Here in town.
yep, and she's just gung ho about it. So I'm glad. I'm happy for her.
So now she'll be the physical therapist.
Yeah.
So she's like the boss of those.
Well, basically, no. See, this was her thinking. In order, the physical therapy pays more, a little bit more schooling, but she said she's like I said, she already works at True Rehab,
Gotcha.
and she's watching everybody around her while she's going to school and she's learning all this and everything. She's going, yeah, they make more money, but basically they sit behind a desk.
Oh, gotcha. So she's really good
And-
with the patients.
And she does. She loves working with the patients. She goes, Mom, that's what I want to do. And she goes, is that bad? And I said, not if that's what you like.
Yeah.
No. So she's PTA, which is a physical therapist assistant.
Nice, nice. So she's going to be official, and you get to keep her close to home.
Yes. Well, maybe not. She's talking about, well, you know, I talked about my daughter-in-law working at City of Hope, and she had breast cancer earlier.
Yeah.
She wants to get my daughter in to City of Hope, working as a physical therapist there, so that means she'd move to California.
Still close. Though.
But that's still close enough, you know, 4-hour
Very
drive,
cool.
you know, I can still.
Yeah. Awesome. Good job. Claps for Katie. Gosh, any other graduations?
Yeah.
No more?
Yeah, my 2 nieces are graduating from high school this year.
Back home?
Yeah.
Very cool. Do you get to go?
Yeah.
Oh, you will get to be there.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna fly. Well, the one party's like a week away, so I don't want to be gone for like really more than a week or 10 days or something. So I'm trying to figure out the best schedule for me to go out.
Very cool. That's nice that you get to still be a part of that. 'Cause that's right. You always have to make decisions on when you.
Yeah.
Very cool. Safe travels. 2 claps. All right, Katie.
I'm going to be in one of my best friend's weddings on June 20th. The last time I was in a wedding, I was like 12, so I'm excited to be in a wedding and like be a bridesmaid now, not a junior bridesmaid. I've stepped up in the world, and she's like one of my best friends, so I'm really excited for her. I've known her and her fiance throughout college as a couple, and knew her through high school. So I'm really excited for her. She's excited to see me, so yeah, I'm gonna make it.
And are you going to be closer to her now?
Oh yes, I will be in the same town as her now.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
And my cousin's graduating from high school on May 31st, so I'm gonna try and like make it home for that. So
It is nice for that when we get out earlier.
Yes.
From somewhere else.
yeah, they're not done until the middle of June.
Very cool. All right. Safe travels. Thank you. That's for Katie. I'm gonna, Ms. Clark, will you share the two Interact celebrations you shared today?
Our Interact Club, for our first year, we got an award. It's called the Presidential Citation, and it's through Rotary, so we're really excited about that. It's not very many middle schoolers or middle schools that get that. And then also those of you that know Zoe Dondero, she's like one of the first middle schoolers going into high school that was accepted to be, she's going to be on the governing board for Interact for the district, so it's pretty cool. So,
Yeah.
and our kids are just amazing. Today they went and spoke at Rotary, and we just feel like proud parents.
Yeah, our Rotaries have been really, we got another $5,000 check for continued Capturing Kids Arts training, so they're really supportive, so. All right, 2 claps for him. Okay, Miss Rakowski, Destination Decades.
Promise is like 2 minutes long. I think that you got a map on the way in the door. If you didn't, please see me. It should have a highlighted section on it that belongs to you. I don't know if you guys fast forwarded through the PowerPoint at all to see what you're doing this week, but Wednesday you are following this tiny little schedule that's stapled to the map. You are taking your students down and they are plopping their projects and leaving. So last year, if you were here, we were scattered all over the universe. This year you are together, so it should only really take you like 15 minutes to get them together, walk down the stairs, put your stuff, go back to class. And then the rest of 0 hour that day, I would recommend you have a plan. You can do a Capturing Kids Hearts like team building activity, you can play a name game, you can finish interviews, whatever works for you, depending on if you're like at the beginning or the end of the period. So hopefully that makes sense. If you're in the large gym, just stare at it for 2 seconds. In the center of the large gym are some long, skinny pieces of gray. They will look like long, skinny pieces of red taped to the floor. Every table and everything taped to the floor will have a label on it. So once you get down there and you're like approximately in the right area, your group should be able to find a label that says 7127 on it. So there shouldn't be any guessing as far as where their projects go. And then tech projects need to be handed in soon. So I didn't do it yet, but I will do it today. There will be a folder in the STU apps that says Destination Decades Tech Projects. When your students bring their phones to you or their thumb drives to you or they send you an email, please save the project by their group numbers. So it should literally say 8215.mov or whatever kind of file it is, and put it in that folder. I would recommend you start talking on Tuesday to your tech groups about, hey, how are you going to get this to me? Because a lot of them are smart enough to make it and have no idea what to do after that. They need to be able to save it to their camera folder, and then you can plug their cell phone into your computer and it will open like a thumb drive does, and you can drag it out of there. If you need help with that, ask me, but please don't send me 40 children on Wednesday because I won't be able to help them. I just won't. I don't have the hands. So try to work with that. If you need me to give you some assistance or ask one of your next door neighbors, then that would be awesome. Is that it? So we just click and drag it into the STU apps. Yeah, and then with that rename title. it with the title.
Okay.
And it's trifold boards as well as projects that go
Yes,
downstairs.
correct.
Okay.
Everything goes down. Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Heather. Thanks for all your work. All right, we are going to, you're gonna have to just listen to me, but I promise I'm gonna try to make this as short as I can. Couple things with the insurance that you have received everything with the changes, with premiums, all of that. If you think, I don't know what you're talking about, look at your emails from Missy probably, right? Where's Kathy?
Yes, or it might have come direct from, it could have been from Colleen Pankow, it could have been from Mary Hieronyma, but it definitely would have been from the DO.
Okay, so there are two things that were not, well, the main thing that's changing for next year is the WOW incentive, which most of us are getting in there for our follow-up appointment. It's going to change from $500 if you make your goal to $100. This is all just a budget thing. And then the $25 incentive for that initial visit is not going to be in place anymore. So the $100 is going to be in place if you make your goal. It still is in place if you choose to not participate. Then you'll have to pay that 10% of your premium. So, and that's just all budget stuff. So, if you have, I don't know, there's nothing really to ask questions. It just is. So, I think that's the main thing, right, Kathy, that we,
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's one of those it is what it is things. Obviously, if we had enough money in the budget to pay $500 every year for you to go to WOW, we just keep the premiums down. It was an incentive to basically get you in the door originally, get you familiar with the clinic, make you see, oh, money. And of course, now that they've done that a couple of years, you know, there's no money for that. So, and I think Cerner had actually thrown the money in the first time, and then we put it in the second time. So now it's just, that has gone away. Please continue to use it though, because again, you are going to end up paying 10% of your premium, and your premium went up, which means that if you in the past had paid 10%, can't remember how many years it's been, so if we did, in fact, it would be even more.
yeah.
Sorry, clarify. Is it you pay the $530 if you don't participate, or if you don't meet your WOW goal?
You don't participate. Just if you choose not to participate at all. But if you do it, you make your effort, but you don't meet your goal, you just wouldn't get the $100 that you won't have to pay. So, okay. All right, anything? Okay. Superintendent search, you received an email from Denise Miner. I don't know if you read it or not, but that's gonna save you from having to listen to me. So the one thing that I will tell you is, we had a forum, superintendent forum, a couple weeks ago. The governing board's #1 priority is to receive input. Receive input from the community, receive input from you all on lots of things. But what are our strengths in our district? What are things that we've, some constraints in our district? And what do we want to see in a superintendent? So they want your input, so please provide that. If you haven't read Denise's email, I would encourage you to do that. The video of that entire process is on I think it's on Share Drive, but that's in Denise's email. So the #1 message is, I promise you, they want to hear from you. So please give them your thoughts on that. Anything about that? Okay. Okay, based on feedback from you team leaders with the duties, this is kind of shifting a little bit into next year. We're gonna just scrap it and we're gonna start over like we did this year, because enough of you had some concerns about keeping the same, and then you'd have to trade. But if there's a lot of you trading, you gotta keep, it just was gonna get too confusing. So we're gonna do that exactly like we did this year, where you sign up. Okay. All right, last day, and team leaders, I know you guys had team meetings. Just confirming, we're passing out yearbooks first period. It's kind of up to you and your team. #1 goal is kids are not wandering around during that time. So, period. And the periods are really short. So, the other thing we talked about, and I'm sure you said this as well, but I want to say this to all of you, is next week make sure that you're planning for intentional send-offs, especially 8th grade, to your students. But 7th grade teachers, you're sending them to 8th grade. So this is kind of your final launch to your students, and it can happen throughout the week a little bit. So please do that. There was a note about the wall. All right, we talked about the walls. Here's what I encourage you to do with your walls. If you are not moving rooms, you're staying in the room. Just look around and check with, like, is that something I still use, that poster right there? Yeah. Does anybody look at it anymore? Oh, I don't know. Well, maybe I need to take it down and move it. So please be intentional about what stays up in your room. You do not have to tear everything down, but if it doesn't mean anything, why is it there? And once it's been there for a couple years, if you're not paying attention to it, then you're on kids. So that's kind of what I meant when I said just take a look around. If you are moving classrooms, you already know that. So you'll have a different, I think there's a different section on your checkout sheet if you're moving, but you're already aware of that. Real quick before Jamie comes, team leaders, if I don't have your affirmations for her, make sure I get those. She said that like she's not really wanting to say goodbye, and she's like, I just don't even kind of want to be here because of that. And then I told her it's not about you, it's about us getting to say goodbye. So we've got some fun ideas for her, but of course affirmations are always a good way to end things, so she can keep pulling them out. Okay, so final It's actually pretty short. Those of you who are new, I would encourage you to do this. Don't make Laura upset with you in the next couple days. Because we need her those last couple days to check out. So she's got a very specific process. She'll be emailing that out, I think, tomorrow or the next day, where you'll sign up to check out. It will be Friday. We're going to do, I think Sue sent out an invite today about our lunch. We're going to do that on Thursday. If we do it Thursday, we have everybody here. Because Fridays, our paraprofessionals aren't here. Some of our secretarial staff isn't here. So that leaves you all Friday to do a checkout with Laura. Just keep in mind that they're one person. Mike is one person. So if you need each one of these sections, there's one person. So please be kind, because you're going to be off on Monday and they're still working. So just kind of remember that. So if you are new and you have questions about this, check in with your team leader. I don't think anything really changed from last year. We will not have air conditioning this summer, period, none. We're not even going to be here. Katie?
Do we already have those?
No, I've got them right here for you. Okay. We're going to be, so me, Laura, Sue are the 12-month. So we're going to be working out of the round table because they're completely replacing one of our cooling towers. Anywhere from 2 weeks to 8 weeks. So our custodial staff are going to be getting up and being here like at 3 or 4 in the morning and do the best they can. That's what I didn't make them do that. They decided to do that. But we will not, nobody will be here. So we're forwarding phones and all that. I'm going to confirm on tech, any of that they know, our tech department knows as far as, I don't know. But just know that we will not be here, and it will be blasted hot in here. So as soon as we get back in here, we'll send out an email so you'll all be aware of that. So, any concerns about summer?
Is there a way to clarify what we can do with art supplies and things that would be damaged by heat?
As long as that stuff is not turned on, it should be fine.
No, not the
Art supplies,
equipment.
art
Art supplies and things that would dry out with the heat.
Either dry out or melt out.
Why don't you, Terry, if you could give me kind of a list of things you're concerned about, and is there a bunch? I don't know.
Yeah. Like
Okay, well, I don't know how to help you. Well, I don't know. I guess we'll just have to talk, okay? Because is it, you can't ship it all somewhere else?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Have you gotten the supply list stuff ordered?
No, I haven't ordered.
Okay, so I'm guessing that we just need to know that there's gonna be a large supply order that's gonna need to happen. In fact, we don't bring it from the warehouse yet, then we'll be better off.
Why don't you, Terry, would you just send me an email with that concern, and then we'll figure it out? Okay. All right, anything else about summer? So I'm gonna give you this. I'm gonna ask you to start by don't lose it and ask her for another one. So keep it somewhere safe, put your name on it.
Copy each other's.
8th grade dance, while we're passing these out, next Wednesday, 6 to 9, correct? So you should know if you have a shift. It should be on your calendar, correct?
Yes.
Okay. It really is, if you're new, if you're on that, it really is a nice evening. It's fun. You get those kids all dressed up, and it's a memorable evening, so. Anything else, Trish, about that?
Not really. I mean, there's gonna be some kids that are gonna need, like, 7th graders. Cause it's a school day, we can't start decorating till after the last lunch. So we've got a group of 7th graders who've been planning the whole thing, and they're gonna ask if they can go down and help us, otherwise we're gonna be dead in the water if we don't get it.
So plan for that.
Yes.
About how many do you think?
Probably 10.
Okay.
And most of them are in the blended learning group, so
Okay.
just FYI, but,
Okay.
yeah.
I had a student ask if they could bring another student that used to go to school here but is no longer, and I said, I doubt it. So
No.
I have to double check. So no, they have to be enrolled here in
Yeah.
order to go to the
And
dance.
we'll have a check-in, don't we
Okay.
have a check-in yet? Yeah.
Evening of Excellence, the practice is that's only first hour, right?
Say that again.
The Evening of Excellence, the practice, that's only first hour, correct?
The practice, yes, and it's only for the
And it's only the
students.
students that are in it, correct?
Yep.
Okay,
And Shelley, did you attach the list? No, Amber did.
okay.
You got the list correct? Did she attach the list?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, so we'll practice in the morning, that's Wednesday. Starting Wednesday, things are a little goofy. Jessica. Okay, if you guys could hang on a second, just so we can hear everybody's questions.
And for the day of the dance, the girls are asking if they can leave early. What's the guidelines? I know at the high school, they don't let them go to the dance if they leave school early, so.
Let's see, is that video on? Here's how I look at it. Let's see, the day before the last day of school, 8th graders want to go get all pretty. As long as that doesn't bother you guys.
Fine with it.
So we're not going to encourage it, but thank you for asking. I think the standard answer maybe all of us could say is, that's up to your parents. Well, am I going to get in trouble? No. It's up to your parents. Your parents, they will have to be signed out by their parents. So when me and my 5 friends are going to go get our hair and nails done, can we do that? No. Parent must sign them up.
Yeah,
Just another into you're going to lose. You're going to lose about 200 students on Friday for 5th period. We moved it because the last few years we've interfered with math finals. This year we moved it up so it didn't interfere with math finals. You will lose about 200 students just for 5th period. They would be the kids that qualified for Renaissance cards all year long. No referrals, no nothing, stellar students, and you will get that list in a day or two as soon as the office, what they have to do is go through the final list and make sure that nobody 4th quarter lost what would have been a card had we even been able to give them one, and then you'll have that list. So again, it kind of depends on how many stellar students are in your 5th period classes to how many you'll lose.
That's amazing, 200.
There were 200. So it's about what we've averaged.
That's awesome.
And we don't usually lose too many at the end because again, those are the kids that if they've made it 3 aren't going to blow it in the last. So just an FYI on that one too.
Is that in the gym, Kathleen?
Actually, no. This year we're having root beer floats out on the patio, so it doesn't affect anybody. It doesn't need any setup or anything. We're just going to take a garden hose afterwards.
After I've taken the gym up for 3 days, thank you, Kathy.
Well, that's what happened. That was part of how that happened too. Because we were trying to avoid the dance and this and that when that date was changing, so it was best move.
And you don't have to worry about air conditioning.
Right.
That'll be fun.
But it made the ice cream could be easier.
Yeah, really, just pour it out. And then the assembly the last day, so we got the schedule out.
We got the schedule out for the assembly last day. It's kind of a little bit shorter, it seems, that by the time we get everybody in there,
Okay.
we'll probably have a little less than an hour.
Okay.
We did something a little bit different. We're going off of the PBS bingo board for winners. We are not asking you to give us names. So they will know who they are through Kristen to be able to come up. I will also have a list, and we'll work it out that way. We'll still have the participants sitting in a certain area and so forth, but that way you guys don't have to try to pull names. We'll have to see where their 5th period is and so forth, but hopefully that helps you guys out with that. And then we have the games. I do need volunteers. We're going to do like scooter soccer, and whoever wins will play against the teachers instead of doing tug of war. So teachers who want to wear appropriate clothing and ride scooters that day, it'd be an excuse to wear tennis shoes and dress like Gino and I do every day. That day you have my permission to dress like that.
It's okay not to match.
Why did you have to say that out loud? Because I don't do this on purpose. Anyways, if you're interested in being in that game, then just send me an email so I can get enough. 12 would be nice. Okay, playing against the students versus the tug of war. Awesome. And then other games, we have this knock the ball off the cone, and then we're going to do this little YMCA challenge. Yes. Where we're going to have the 8th graders go against, obviously the 8th graders won, so I'll be sending out something where 8th graders will be sitting on the bleachers. So basically what we've done for 3 assemblies already, but I'll send all that stuff out just in case you guys don't have it. Is there any questions about the assembly while you have me and your presence versus emails? Because you're going to be getting a lot of emails, I know, this last week and so. All right, thank you.
Okay. Ready? All right, Tina's going to launch us. We're almost there.
Okay, so this works best if everyone kind of closes their eyes.
Okay.
Imagine there's a bank account that credits your account each morning with $86,400. It carries over no balance from day to day. Every evening, the bank deletes whatever part of the balance you failed to use during the day. What do you do? Would you draw out every cent? Of course you would. Each of us has such a bank account. Its name is time. Every morning, it credits you with 86,400 seconds. Every night, it writes off as a loss whatever you have failed to invest for a good purpose. It carries over no balance. It allows no overdraft. Each day, it opens a new account for you. Each night, it burns the remains of the day. If you fail to use the day's deposit, the loss is yours. There is no drawing against tomorrow. You must live in the present on today's deposits. Invest it so as to get from it the utmost in health, happiness, and success. The clock is running. Make the most of today.
Nice. You are lunch. Thank you.
$87,000 here at my color day,
Tomorrow's the last day, yeah, in case it was Yeah, that'll be awesome. Like one of each gym is a probably be in the library and have this even extra activity. If you were thinking of that when I don't have the green power too. She took that because on Wednesday the girls are left for there's already 40 kids who want to meet in the gym. I'm like, so we're going to be over here. Then you're just let's go to happy meeting. We have a lot of Alright, I'll send them down tomorrow.